Okay. Thank you very much. Want to see you.
Thanks.
First, just give us a quick update on what is happening at KNDS.
Okay. So thank you very much. I think we are very, very proud today to introduce our new chairman at the Kenya Investment Authority, Honorable Dennis Waweru. I think many of you, I'm sure, know him because he is a public figure. You know the role he has played leading, in Dagoretti, and is also a prominent business person in the investment banking. So we are very, very pleased to welcome him. He's been recently appointed. He has already been working at Kenya Invest already for a couple of weeks, and he has been, coming, meeting senior management, other board members. So we are very excited at the way the government was able to do quick appointment after the expiry of the term of our previous chair, who was Anne Kirima. Yeah. Anne Kirima was to be with us here today, so that you could see nice handover. But she had to go on an urgent travel. So this is the big news we are making today about the new chairman. But besides that, you all know for a long time we've been talking about having a more than one-stop shop for investors. It's like a Unduma center, but for investors, basically focusing on the services investors need. If you come to the 14th floor of UAP on the Mojo Tower now, you'll find this shop open with key agencies that interact frequently with the investors, like the business registration services, Department of Immigration, then EPSNA, Special Economic Zones Authority, Kenya Power, KRA. All those agencies are now in one place, and if an investor comes, he can be able to get all sorted out in all the issues they need with one roof, and with a lot of speed. So this is a major milestone that we have achieved. The other one is for a long time our country never under a national investment policy. We have under legislation touching on investment, but we've never under an holistic policy looking at the total picture of the investment space. You had about a month ago announcement of the cabinet passing the Kenya investment policy. So this is another major milestone. It was part of the second plan for Vision 2030 to implement it. So this is done. Now it's a matter of implementation. Key things there in that policy, we want to make sure now we move maybe to a regime of conditional incentives, so that all companies don't get a flat rate of incentive. You get something based on the impact you have created in the country. For instance, how many jobs, the quality of the jobs, how much you are sourcing from the domestic economy, do you have local partners or not? You know, those kind of impact areas can be used to create an index to be able then to give incentives that reflect the impact you have created in the economy. I think another game changer we expect from the policy is creation of a National Investment Council, a very high-level council where, when you hear many investors talking, they say decision-making in our space is not as quickly as possible, especially on things about land and all that. In a democratic structure, one person cannot just make a decision alone, and usually there's a consultative process. The council is going to be able to help speed up decision-making by having all the key players involved in the decision on one table. So this is another major milestone. I would also say, of course, as a country, we remain very, very attractive to investors. Sometimes you hear people talking about a couple of companies that have exited and gone elsewhere. Very rarely do you guys write about the ones that have come. And if you want to do the list, you compare exit and the entry, the list is incomparable. In economic theory, in a competitive, as an economy becomes more competitive, companies will exit and others enter. If you are not very, very competitive, you must move and find out a less competitive space. But if you are more efficient, your technology, your management is efficient, then you are able to come in and still command high returns on, in your space. So we are happy. The investment has been growing. I'll give a quick example just to see how far we've come. In around 2012, the inflows, how much foreign direct investment was coming into Kenya, the inflow, not the value of projects, was about $260 million around that time. And even 2012 was a big improvement over the previous years. This improved a lot. In 2015, actually, it was one of the best years where we got to about $1 billion, you know, flow from 260. Yes, annual. Of course, in 2016, there was a bit of a decline because of the, you know, the prolonged campaigning period. But the recovery has started very well now. 2017, we had $672 million. So we are a country that is very attractive to investors. In fact, investors are always knocking on the door saying, what can we come and do? I think the issues we are dealing with to make even growth faster is to be able to offer more bankable investor-oriented projects to investors. Because when they come, it's not good to tell them we have opportunities in agriculture or in tourism. You must be able to tell them, if you come here, you can build a 5-star hotel, and the return on investment is estimated at this level, so that then they are able to come quickly. And so it's a positive story we have. Kenya, quite very attractive. You all know for the last 3-4 years we've been #1 in the world in financial inclusion. So they are good things for our country that you can be proud about. And yeah.
I want you to tell me, talk about the friendly, good things. How is this authority trying to, or what is it doing to work with the growth units? Because I know that is a thorn in the flesh.
Yes.
I want to go to Kitui.
Yes.
And Lamu.
Yes.
And Kisumu.
Yes.
The authority is supposed to actually coordinate.
Yes.
Please talk about that. So that
Okay. Thank you. That's a good question, by the way, because no investment happens in space. All investments have to take place in one county or the other. And so we know a smooth flow from the national to the county level is critical. If you talk to a number of county governments and ask them to rate some of the national institutions they like working with most, will come near the top, because we help them organize forums where they can be able to meet investors and all that. But to formalize the arrangement, we are encouraging them, and we are rolling out a program to show them how to set up county investment units, CIUs. It's something we have put in the investment policy, and we have put it in our strategic plan. So that in every county, even if it's one officer, if you are in a county that doesn't get many investors, you can start with one officer. But that officer, the job description must be to know from the time you wake up to the evening, Monday to Sunday, it is listening to investors, to their questions, and giving them the opportunities that are there for investment. So with the CIUs set up in all counties, it's seamless work. If we will get an investor who says, I want to go to Kisii County, for instance, and they have found an opportunity there, then all we have to do is to call the head of the CIU and they say, investor is coming. Roll out the red carpet, and then they can go there and be sorted out very quickly. With time, we may end up with now replicating the one-stop shop in a way at the Unduma centers, so that you are able to sort things at the national level and then at the devolved unit.
The possibility of a conflict on the legislation, maybe, depending on each county's bills and all that they create in their assemblies and the national ones?
You see, the thing is that if you are working seamlessly with them, we will know, and we can be able to tell them now, this law, instead of helping you, is messing you up. So just because, and in most of these processes, it's not an exact science. You try, and if the reaction is not so good, you revise it and be able to move forward. Several counties, we are working very closely with them, and we are happy about that. Another thing we are doing, we've built platforms. Kenya is around the world now is recognized very well in terms of digital prowess, the ability to use digital space to do various services. So we've built a couple of platforms. One we call e-regulations, basically to create transparency. So if you're an American investor or you're an investor in Garissa or Kisumu, you don't have to call us or come to Nairobi. Go to our website, you'll find this platform. And if you want to open a slaughterhouse or something, you see a procedure that tells you the steps. If you want to do this, step number 1 is this is a license you require, this is where you need to go, this is how much you have to pay, this is how long it will take you. To create transparency so that nobody has to feel like they have to pay a bribe or anything in order to get. We have now about 140 procedures already posted in that platform, and we are getting about 100,000 visits, every quarter, sometimes even 125, 130. We are top in Africa now in terms of the visitation out of all the countries with this platform. The other one is e-opportunities. So coming back to an example of account again, if you have packaged your opportunities, we are able to post them in that platform. And an investor in Italy or from Kirifi or wherever they are, they can register in that platform and be able to search by sector and by county. Then once they find what they are interested in, they can now click on it to express interest, and they can get more information. So that way, once a county has opportunities, they are able to promote that opportunity to the entire world through that platform. Yeah. So those are the key things that we are using to develop to. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I think you've heard it all.
Yes.
I'm very excited, of course, to join KenInvest. As you're aware, this is what the same sector I've been in. I've been in investment banking for the last 24 years. And I'm excited that you can see I have a very competent team, which I'm going to complement. But ours first is to make investments flow into Kenya. Our business, and I'm going to support the team, the CEO, making sure that we attract a lot of FDIs into this country. I've heard someone here talk about ease of doing business. We are going to ensure that we are going to go lower than even position 61. We've come above 100, and I think it was a big achievement. And we are going to ensure that we are going to be the investment destination of choice in Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa. And we are also going to ensure that we have a national investment council, which will be high level, hopefully by the head of state, will be the chair, so that we can be able to streamline and ensure that decision making is prompt, and so investors can find it easy and convenient to invest in this country. We are also going to work with counties, with the county investment units. We are also giving them an opportunity, if they so wish. Some of them are actually housed in our office, yes. One-stop shop. In fact, we should be having the ones that are around the metropolitan. They can come so that we can be able to work together and ensure that any investor is able to access the opportunities that are in the county. My first priority is to ensure that we build a value proposition, that we can go out there and target specific investors who can come and invest in this country of ours. So I'm going to work with the CEO to make sure we come up with options across the counties after clear evaluations of the opportunities that are available, so that we can be able to present to various investors with opportunities that are available in this country. So we are going to ensure also that we work around the Big Four. We support the government in achieving the Big Four. We get investment flows in manufacturing, in housing, in health, in food and agriculture, so that we can be able to help the government achieve the Big Four agenda in the shortest time possible. So with those few remarks, unless you have a question, you can be assured that it will not be business as usual. With this kind of a combination of the CEO and Dennis Waweru, the sky is the limit. And I'm sure even those other regional investment destinations which have been favorite to some investors, we want to tell them that Ken Invest is open and willing to do business in Kenya. I know there has been some issues of some investors relocating, but I can assure you, some of those who had gone to other destinations are back. And if you look at the statistics of those who had gone to other destinations in our region, you'll be shocked to see that they have come back to Kenya. But you have not written that. I want to challenge you to do your homework and look at how many that had relocated and have come back because of various advantages that we have in this country. But we are going to keep improving until Kenya becomes the investment destination of choice in sub-Saharan Africa. Thank you very much.
Very good.
Yeah. Any question?
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Any question?
Yes, Mr. CEO, I have a question.
Yes, Uliza.
The outgoing chair, this lady Anne, how can you describe her performance during her tenure?
You know, you listen to all the statistics I talked about.
Yeah.
Who takes the credit? It
Not
is the
yet
chair.
me.
Yes, yes. Him now.
In fact, I should,
From
have,
yes.
I should have commented and said we are going to build on what the previous regime had done. As you are aware, they have worked very hard.
Yes.
We have already a one-stop shop. That is the work of the previous regime. And I want to build on what they have done and ensure that we have a one-stop shop even at the county level. So she has done a good job, and congratulations to her. Thank you. Any question?